Hey guys, what's up? It's Marine here, and I'm going to be casting a TVZ today between ForGG and Vortix, and the map is Newkirk Precinct. I believe this is the older version. It's not the tournament edition where there's like extra land here in the secondary ramp, and where the watchtower is actually removed. But yeah, so in the bottom right hand position we have Vortix spawning as the blue Zerg, and in the other hand side of the map we have ForGG spawning as the red Terran. Yeah, ForGG recently had a really good run in WCS, his TVT win percentage is insane right now with his kind of, he has his like own style where he goes for a lot of Hellions, researches Blue Flame even, and then transition to this mech play. And a lot of the times if your opponent is going for an early expand build, you can do a bust with all the Hellions. But yeah, Vortix on the other hand, it does say he's on Karante in this game. I believe this game is a bit old, but I've heard it's good, so it doesn't matter. But Vortix, I believe he was picked up by Mouz, and Karante Esports did disband once they lost Vortix and Lucifron to Mouz. But yeah, we'll see. TVZ these days has kind of usually runs kind of like one of two courses. Either the Terran Hellbat drops and tries to do a lot of economic damage that way, or expands quite greedily and tries to get a really nice economy off 3 base, going for the Bio Widowmine style. Yeah, and we'll see what happens, because I mean, ForGG, he's not really known for his TVZ to be his best matchup. In the Challenger League of WCS, he did go for pretty mid-game aggression with 3 barracks and Hellion production. But it looks like he's going to go for a CC first here, and this is still pretty standard in TVZ these days. Terrans feel like they can get away with this, although you do need to be careful though, because Cats has been popularizing this natural steal with a quick hatch. But that doesn't look like it's going to be the case, because Vortix did put down his spawning pool, his gas coming down at a pretty standard timing as well. This gas, to be honest, doesn't mean too much. It just means he wants to get speed, at least. He can obviously keep guys in the gas after he mines that initial 100 gas to go for some sort of Ling Baneling bust, or maybe even some Roach rushes. Are definitely a possibility here. And ForGG following us up with the barracks and a gas, really standard here. I believe those are 15 rack, 17 gas. That's what the standard timings are these days. Ooh, looks like this SCV might get picked off here. ForGG needs to get a repair off on that if he wants to keep it alive. He's microing it quite well though, and Vortix is just kind of chasing after it. This drone is dead though, so the least he has to do is kind of kill this SCV. He has gotten the scouting information that he needs, really. So it's not a big deal that it's gonna go. Oh, actually, ForGG letting that drone escape to try and save this SCV here. With the Marine coming out though, as long as he jukes correctly, he should be able to pick this off. But it does look like Vortix is just content to get that scouting information and pull out. Getting it back to his base, probably going to mine. It looks like a factory coming down here after the barracks. I wouldn't be surprised to see a reactor coming down in the barracks after this Marine, once he has the 50 gas to churn out the Hellion production. The Hellions are really key in preventing a lot of creep spread, and if you can pick off the drone moving towards the 3rd base position to take that 3rd, that's always a really nice pick off for the Terran. Delaying that 3rd for the Zerg is really nice, because Zerg really wants that 3rd hatchery up, not only for the income, but also for the production. If you're fully saturated on 2 bases, you really do need a 3rd hatchery somewhere, whether it be in your base or your 3rd, to really keep up in terms of production here. And looks like ForGG actually throwing down 2 more barracks quite early here. A lot of Terrans have been opting to go for quick early 3 CCs, but these extra 2 barracks really indicate to me that he wants to be aggressive in the mid game, as he did in the Challenger League here. And Vortix actually positioning his overlords really nicely over this dead space, as well as in his main over here, to spot any sort of drops coming in. Hellbat drops are definitely a possibility from the opening that he did, but we know it's not going to be a Hellbat drop. But even still, having those overlords over here for spotting drops is just so nice. And his overlord looks like it might go into the main here and try to spot what's going on. If he can spot a 3rd CC this early on, he should know he'll be safe in the mid game. No real aggression potential, but if he spots these extra barracks and 2 reactors going down on these, this is definitely an aggressive play coming out from ForGG here, and if Vortix could spot this, he should be well prepared. Actually, a Roach Warren has come down, about to finish here, and this could be a lot of things, to be honest. It could be to ward off the Hellions initially as a defensive play into a third, but it looks like with the Nidus network actually coming in, this Overlord over here is here to spot, so looks like it's going to be some sort of Roach Ling Nidus play into the main of the Terran. This could be pretty brutal if the Terran does not scout it and deny that Nidus network from coming up and unleashing all of these Zerg units into the main here. Looking at the income tab, yeah, at the 8-minute mark, well 7:30 right now, the Zerg should be slightly higher in terms of drone count, but because he has invested in the early layer and that Nidus network as well as the Roach tech, he is pretty much in an all-in position here. You can obviously transition out of this as long as you do some damage. The Hellions are now moving across the map for ForGG to spot. If he tries to spot the third, he should see that something's up, but looks like the Nidus is now in production in the main here, and the units of ForGG are so out of position, he doesn't even spot this right now. And once he hears that scream from the Nidus, he should be panicking real hard right now. And the Roaches coming out from the Nidus right now. Oh, and this tech lab is so exposed. If this stim gets picked off, that really reduces the cost efficiency of these Marines and Bio in general. And these Hellions popping out, I'm afraid they're not going to be very useful here. But it looks like not that many Roaches have been put into the main here. So maybe ForGG could try and hold this off pretty nicely. He's going to snipe the Nidus network, so these Roaches have no escape now. All they can do is try to do as much damage as possible before they die. Another Nidus network actually trying to come up in the main here, but I don't think this is going to come up in time. The Roaches over here are getting cleaned up, but looks like actually he's going to let... some Roaches do get out, but just 5 get out before the Nidus canal gets... picked off there, but 10 workers have already been killed right now, and this puts Vortix in a pretty nice position. I wouldn't say he's vastly ahead just because he doesn't have a third, and he has committed really hard to Roaches, and Roaches just aren't that great, especially without the upgrades as well, but he definitely has the possibility to pull himself back into this game. But yeah, the stim being delayed as well, that's a big deal for the Terran. Not having that stim means he can't really be aggressive. Although, with Roaches out, they should... No, actually, I believe Roaches with speed are slightly faster than Marines without stim here. Yeah, they are indeed. It looks like Vortix actually putting a Nidus in front of the third here to try and contain the Terran on 2 base for as long as possible. But as we can see, the Terran actually doesn't have a third command center. And actually producing tanks now, and that's a really nice choice, just because tanks are just, I feel like, the best thing you can make against Roaches. And seeing this many Roaches, you can kind of assume as a Terran that the Zerg is going to commit to Hydras after this, but looks like Vortix is going to try and bust up this ramp here, and this bunker cannot go down right now. It's going the SCVs are there to repair, but it looks like with 3 shots from this many Roaches, it does get cleaned up right now. The SCVs are doing their best to try and hold this off, but a lot more are getting picked off here. 15 workers have been killed right now, 30 SCVs to 44 drones of the Zerg. Now his third base is about to finish, and yeah, I feel like Vortix is in a nice position right now, just because the Terran he needs to put down a third if he is going to at all this game. I feel like he might just try to go for some sort of Marine tank push here to try and end this game, just because he knows the Zerg is pretty low on useful tech. Like, he doesn't have a Baneling nest down. He is getting an infestation pit, so this could be infestors, or this could be to try and tech up, but 1-1 has started. Actually, it's actually melee attacks that's starting up, so it looks like Vortix doesn't want to stick on the Roaches, and that's a good choice, just because with the tanks out already, the cost efficiency of the Roaches just decreases dramatically. And ForGG, learning from his prior mistake, putting down a supply depot at the edge of his base. These production facilities actually spot for any further Niduses in the main. And looks like a Doom Drop being loaded up by ForGG here. This Overlord might be able to spot it right now. I think it's actually, yeah, that's spotted for sure. Let's look at the units tab here. Not that many units at all. The 14 Roaches, though, should be pretty nice to try and clean this up. But I feel like ForGG could get some nice damage done here. Vortix does move its units into position here, but this Roach count is just not enough. Stim is actually moments from finishing right now. This really is a pretty big mistake, actually. I feel like if he had Stim in the beginning of this fight, these Roaches would have melted way faster than they are right now. And looks like, yeah, Vortix is going to be able to hold this off quite nicely, trading quite cost efficiently there. Marines actually don't have combat shields because ForGG is just on 1 tech lab on the barracks, and he has been researching Stim on that for the longest time. And the third command center only just now going down at the 13-minute mark. His army is looking pretty reasonable. This amount of tanks is pretty nice, especially against roaches as well as infestors. Tanks are just really nice at zoning out the infestors from lobbing out their fungals, and looks like ForGG is going to attempt another Doom drop here. He knows that there's an Overlord here, so he could try to skirt slightly north of it and move into the main, but the creep spread in the main of Vortix is pretty nice. The only area that he doesn't have vision of is this little tiny area, and that's going to be pretty hard for the Terran to try and unload just in that area. Back at home, looks like no upgrades as of yet. Yeah, the one engineering bay has gone down. The Zerg did spot this army moving into the main here, but it doesn't look like he has very much at all. These infestors, though, should be pretty nice. This tanks needs to siege up right now. And the Marines are clumped up. Oh, nice fungal landing right on top of those Marines, and that is going to, yeah, all those Marines just died to 2 fungals right there. Having nightmarish flashbacks to Wings of Liberty right now, but that was a nice fungal there. Vortix just knew exactly where the Terran army was landing, and ForGG, I'm sure he wasn't aware of the fact that the infestors were out, and just did not pre-split his Marines there. Combat shield's just finishing now as well. Wow, yeah, Vortix is in a really nice position. He's at 85 drones now. His 4th base has just come up. His gas guys are ready to be mined out of. Hive coming out on the way, +2 melee attacks. Aspire as well, so this could be some sort of Broodlord transition. Although mutas are pretty effective against tanks just because of how fast they move and their ability to zigzag in and out with their acceleration buff in Heart of the Storm really allows them to pick off tanks a lot better than they were able to in Wings of Liberty here. 4 more barracks are being put down for ForGG. Now he knows he can kind of afford it now that the 3rd command center has landed. Although his main is mined out, the triple mule production does allow him to mine a lot of minerals. And dumping that into Marines is just really nice for him right now. And the Nidus network actually coming down in the main here. ForGG spots this straight away though, so he should be able to pick this off unless it gets up. Nah, he's gonna pick this off. No problem here. Vortix, I don't think he was hoping to do too much damage. I think he was just trying to distract his opponent from moving across the map, just because he is a bit vulnerable right now. His Spire is moments from completing. His 5th base is actually about to finish as well. And looking at his army composition, it's a Roach, Ling, Infestor composition right now. Looks like a drop was cleaned up there. No workers have been killed by the Terran this game so far, and that's really not a position you want to be in as a Terran. You really want to, well, you don't want to rely on your drops, but drops are a really key part in weakening the Zerg into the mid and late game, so you can have that edge with your lower tech units like the bio and the tanks. Looks like Vortix is posturing to be in an aggressive position right now. The tanks are in a decent position. It looks like he's going to move in right now. The Ling's flooding into the Marine ball here, and Infested Terran's being lobbed out. One nice fungal lands. Infested Terran's really nice from tanking some damage here, and I feel like Vortix might be able to do it right here, right now. The fungal's landing really nicely on those clumps of Marines right now, but looks like a lot of the Roaches and the Lings have been taken out right now, so that was a decent trade for Vortix. Trading out your army for the Terran army is really nice just because he has the superior economy right now. He's on 5 bases worth of income, although he hasn't transferred any workers over here as of yet. I wouldn't mind seeing him maybe kill these rocks off and try to secure that base as well, just because it is a slightly safer 5th base position, although it is susceptible to drops. But with the economy he has right now, he should be able to start putting down a lot of static defense, and looks like he is going to go for the Broodlord transition here. Corruptors coming out as well as the Greater Spire being timed out really nicely to finish as these Corruptors pop. Dumping a lot of his minerals into Lings right now. These Infestors did survive that fight, and these are going to provide a lot of utility in pinning down the units, especially the ground units of the Terran, while the Broodlords chip away at them from afar. The Terran is no 4th base in sight, and this is, yeah, I feel like Vortix is in a really nice position right now. ForGG is slightly behind in supply, and a lot of his supply is set up in tanks, which just aren't very useful against Broodlords. They end up doing a lot of friendly fire with their splash damage, producing a lot of Marauders as well, kind of thinking that the Zerg is going to go for the Ultralisk tech, just because that is the popular playstyle right now, but Vortix knows this, and going for the Broodlord transition. ForGG basically has no clue as to this tech switch here right now, and ForGG's upgrades are really lacking as well. His +1 armor is just now around 75% done, and 1-1 Marines just aren't going to be very great against the 2/2 Lings as well as Broodlords moving across the map right now. And this is going to, I feel like, I don't think ForGG can hold this unless he has some sick splits and Vortix makes some key mistakes here. Clumping up a lot of his bio though. Fungals are going to be pretty brutal. Nice fungal on that clump on here as well. And the Lings and Broodlings are just overwhelming the Terran forces right now. Although the Lings and Infestors did get picked off here. Not a lot of Marines left. Looks like ForGG was producing a lot of Marauders behind this as well. So this third base definitely has to lift off right now. There's no way he can hold this. And with this, he's basically in one base income right now, and that's just not a good spot to be in. You just can't be cost efficient with Biotank against Broodlords, and if you want to try and pull it off, you need the superior economy, which he really just doesn't have right now. And ForGG tries to stim under the Broodlords, but the Marines get picked off straight away. A lot more Marines are stimming in now to try and back this up, but reinforcements from Vortix are coming in from the back as well, and if ForGG is forced to call out the GG. Nice game there. Vortix pulling out some unorthodox strats there. Starting up the game with a Roach Knight display, doing a significant amount of damage, picking off that stim. Nice overlord positionings as well to hold off the Doom drops from ForGG. Really didn't allow any sort of economic damage from happening there. Only one drone kill by ForGG this whole game. And picking the Broodlord tech path instead of the Ultralisk tech path really did him good in this game, just because ForGG was expecting Ultralisks and was going for a heavy Marauder composition together with the tanks, and just really didn't have the anti-air to cope with the Broodlords. Yeah, that's it for now, guys. I will be probably casting another game today and uploading that, and I hope you guys check that one out as well. I hope you guys enjoyed it. See you guys next time.